Chosen ones, listen carefully. What I'm about to share is not random, it's divine. If you're seeing this right now, it's no accident. God has led you here with a powerful message that could change everything. He just dropped a sacred instruction for you. Soak this in water overnight. Yes, this simple act carries a supernatural power that will activate your blessings and open the floodgates of miracles in your life. You are no longer just dreaming. What you've been praying for, hoping for, waiting for, it is ready to cross from the invisible into your hands. A divine shift is unfolding right now, an energetic, spiritual awakening prepared especially for you, the chosen one. But you must act now. Don't scroll past. Don't hesitate. This message requires your complete attention and immediate obedience. This is your moment to align with God's timing and to step into the reality of your breakthrough. Before you journey any further, there are 3 things I ask you to do. First, hit that like button. Second, subscribe. Third, drop the number 99 in the comments. Why? Because that acts as a cosmic signal, amplifying the energy of your manifestation. If you really are one of the chosen, you will watch this message all the way through, because your spirit already recognizes it as meant for you. If you're not ready, you may stop here. But for those who do proceed, get ready. Your life will never be the same. Now, literally and spiritually, soak this in, and let's dive deep into the divine revelation God just delivered for you. Your miracle starts now. Have you ever stood at the edge of your life, felt the weight pressing in, pain, confusion, unanswered questions? We've all been there. But what if I told you healing doesn't always arrive with thunder and lightning? Sometimes it comes quietly. Sometimes it comes in obedience. And right now the still small voice is whispering, take that paper, take that water, drop the seeds, leave it overnight. This is not superstition. It's not emotional manipulation. It is a sacred protocol from the divine. And if your spirit is awake, you will sense the truth of it right now. In science, we speak of energy transfer, elements responding to vibration and intention. Spiritually, this instruction holds that same frequency. You're being called to align with something beyond logic, ancient, deeply transformational. So this simple act, soaking a sheet of paper, observing your reflection, dropping black seeds, is not meaningless. It is a form of spiritual extraction. God is about to pull out what's been poisoning your spirit, and you don't need to understand it all. You just need to trust the instruction. Healing is not always loud. Sometimes it creeps in silently, like morning light through a crack in the door. This is your moment. You found this message not by chance, but by appointment. God is saying, you are ready, the door is open, but you must step through. You have wept for relief. You have begged for clarity. You have asked, God, show me. And now God has. The key has been dropped. Your healing is released. Now the question is, will you obey or will you delay your transformation? Chosen one. That is not just a phrase, it is your identity in this moment. You didn't randomly scroll here, you were summoned. Heaven aligned your spirit with this moment for one purpose, to shift your atmosphere. And the shift begins, not with applause, not with an audience, but with a cup of water, a sheet of paper, and the seeds of healing. Tonight is not ordinary, it is sacred. What you choose to do in the next few hours may echo into the next 7 years of your life. Obedience is not merely religious discipline, it is spiritual alignment. When the Creator gives an instruction, It is never random. It is timely. It is specific. It is loaded with power. Don't wait for validation from others who won't understand the calling on your life. You are not called to persuade. You are called to obey. Tonight, prepare your space, still your mind, and follow the divine steps with precision. For some of you, this act will break mental chaos. For others, physical healing may begin. But for all who obey, change is coming. Delay is the enemy of destiny. Some missed their moment because they debated instead of surrendered. Don't let that be your story. If you've ever felt on the verge of breakthrough but something pulled you back, tonight is your turning point. This is your holy instruction. You asked God for answers. This is what heaven has sent. Do not treat it casually. Respond immediately. Heaven is moving. Now maybe you're wondering, why leave the paper blank? Why not write prayers, names, intentions? The answer is powerful. The blank page is your surrender. It is your declaration. God, you write the next chapter. You hand the pen over to divine authorship. You're saying, I'm done scripting my own pain. Now I give it all to you. The paper is not for words, it's for transformation. And when you place it in the water, something spiritual begins to shift. Not out there, in you. Water, in every ancient culture and in modern science, is a powerful conductor. It carries memory, it absorbs energy, it reflects truth. When you place the paper in water and drop in the black seeds, you're not just mixing physical substances, you're activating spiritual technology, one that cleanses, absorbs, and activates healing on the level of soul and cell. This isn't magic. It's divine intelligence meeting obedient action. And when you gaze into the water and see your reflection, you are encountering the most sacred thing of all. You, your soul, your story. This is a mirror moment. You're no longer running from the pain, trauma, confusion. You're facing it, and the reflection will not lie. It will show you where you are and who you are becoming. Do not underestimate this act. It's a spiritual trigger. Miracles begin with alignment. The shadow you see in the water is not your enemy. It is your teacher. For too long we've been taught to avoid the darker parts of ourselves. But real healing doesn't happen by avoidance. It happens by confrontation. When you look at that water, you're not just seeing your face. You're meeting the parts of your soul that have been crying out for attention. God is not solely interested in healing your body or calming your mind. He wants to reveal what has been hidden. This act opens a prophetic portal. As you peer into that water, you may feel emotion rise. That's not weakness, it's release. It's the beginning of clarity. What therapy couldn't name, what doctors couldn't diagnose, what friends couldn't explain, God is about to reveal in a moment of stillness through the reflection in steel blue water. Science calls it neuroplasticity. Spirit calls it revelation. Whatever you call it, know this. God is showing you a version of you that's been buried, stronger, freer, more whole. You cannot change what you cannot see. This water, this sacred act, is the lens through which heaven helps you finally see yourself accurately. No distortion, no shame, just truth. And with that, the beginning of your breakthrough. When God gives an instruction, it is never a suggestion, it is an assignment. And I need you to understand this. Delayed obedience is disobedience. The moment you encountered this message, something shifted in the spirit. This is your assignment. This is your call to action. God is not asking for something difficult or costly. He is asking for your faith through obedience. This sacred act is a gateway into deeper healing, divine order, and supernatural clarity. Your assignment today is not random, not for entertainment. It is for realignment. Every day you spent stuck, every tear you cried in confusion, every door that refused to open, this is the remedy. This instruction is God's prescription, and like a good physician, he says, take this now, not later. Timing matters. Don't rationalize it away. Don't overthink. Don't let doubt steal this sacred moment. If you're reading this, you've been chosen to respond today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Many people spend their lives chasing purpose, begging for signs, waiting for lightning to strike. But when the answer comes softly, wrapped in simplicity, it's easy to miss. Don't be one who misses. Don't be casual with the sacred. This isn't just a video or a message. It's a supernatural meeting between you and your Creator. God is speaking. Your healing, your clarity, your restoration is waiting. But it all begins with your yes. Let's get clear. This isn't a motivational tip. It isn't a suggestion you can take or leave. This is a divine instruction, one that holds the power to alter the direction of your life. God doesn't waste words. He doesn't give random assignments. So if he said to soak it overnight, if he said drop the black seeds, it means something bigger than your current understanding. It's about destiny. It's about timing. It's about transformation. Disobedience isn't always loud. Sometimes it's as subtle as a delay. I'll do it later. And before you know it, the moment has passed. Doors close. Clarity fades. And you're left wondering why you still feel stuck. I'm here to tell you the truth. There is a spiritual window open right now. If you hesitate, you might miss it. Don't mistake God's patience for permission to procrastinate. There is a time to wait, and there is a time to move. This is your time to move. What happens if you don't obey? The same pain remains. The same fog lingers. The shift never begins. But if you obey, if you simply do what was asked, then God will do what he promised. The choice is yours. This is not about fear, it's about freedom. Obey, and you'll walk into a new dimension of purpose, power, and peace. Ignore, and you'll keep cycling through the same storms. Obedience unlocks what prayers alone cannot. There is something sacred about seeing yourself, not just in a mirror, but in water. In that still surface, you don't just see your face. You see your soul, you see your pain, you see your longing, you see the desire for something more. And as you look through the lens of obedience, your spirit begins to awaken. This is more than symbolism. This is the moment you come face to face with your true self. We live in a world of noise, opinions, chaos. But water silences all of that. It slows you down. It asks you to be still. It calls you to presence. And when you gaze into that glass, after placing the paper and seeds, something begins to stir in your being. Call it presence. Call it Holy Spirit. Call it what you will. But what's happening is a divine stirring. You are witnessing your own rebirth in motion. You are remembering who you were before life broke you. This is your awakening, the moment your sleeping gifts begin to rise again. The moment your true identity surfaces, not what the world told you you were, but who God knows you to be. And it's all activated in one obedient moment. Seeing your reflection, honoring the process, giving the sacred space to what was designed to awaken you to the truth of your divine self. You've been carrying too much for too long. Pain that wasn't yours. mental blocks that weren't meant to last, invisible walls that stop you just when you were about to break through. You tried talk therapy, you tried distractions, but now God is giving you a sacred act to break what's been breaking you. This overnight ritual is not random, it's radical. It's heaven's weapon for your freedom. Limits aren't just external. They live in your mind, your heart, your nervous system. Pain has programmed your brain to expect disappointment. But this simple act, this water, this blank page, these black seeds, they disrupt that programming. They send a message into your soul and spirit. I am no longer a prisoner to the past. And as the seeds soak, as the paper surrenders, your limits begin to dissolve. Your future begins to unlock. This is not about wishing, it's about partnering with God. Your job, obedience. God's job, transformation. But it begins tonight with a glass of water, a moment of stillness, a heart wide open. Don't miss your moment. Don't underestimate this act. The instructions are given. Now it's up to you to follow them. When you do, prepare yourself, because what's about to break off, you will feel like chains falling in the night. We often carry weights we never even chose. Anxiety, financial struggle, emotional instability, patterns that run deep through generations. You think this is just your life, but in truth, it's a generational cycle waiting to be broken. And right now, God is giving you an instruction that doesn't only cleanse you, it cleanses your entire lineage. That water, that paper, those black seeds, they are not small. They are weapons against centuries of oppression. Generational curses are real. They show up as addiction, poverty, divorce, early death, emotional dysfunction. You didn't choose them, they chose you. Until now, you are the one who gets to break it. When you perform this sacred act, you're not just following a spiritual tip. You're standing in the gap for your family line. Heaven is entrusting you with an assignment that will alter your spiritual inheritance. What you release tonight may never be fully understood by those around you, but your obedience will echo into the lives of your children and grandchildren. You are the intercessor your bloodline didn't know it needed. This simple act of soaking, reflecting, waiting is cutting unseen chains, removing spiritual ties, chains that would have passed down, but now stop with you. You are rewriting your family's story through obedience. When paper is submerged and black seeds dropped, imagine yourself not just healing. You are rewriting history. You are reversing what your ancestors couldn't fix. You are reclaiming what was stolen generations ago. This isn't just your moment. It's legacy. You are the curse breaker, and it begins tonight. In ancient tradition, black seeds weren't just for healing. They were for protection, physical, emotional, spiritual. They formed a shield, a divine covering. When you drop them into the water, you are not only activating healing, you're activating supernatural defense. Protection from attacks you couldn't see coming. Protection from energy that drains you. Protection from spiritual interference, robbing your peace. Have you ever walked into a room and felt tension you couldn't explain? Or left a conversation feeling drained, though nothing obvious happened? That's spiritual warfare. And most people walk through life completely exposed. But you've been given a tool not just to survive, but to intentionally shield yourself. That glass of water becomes a spiritual force field when consecrated by obedience. God didn't just give you a message, He gave you armor. The black seeds soaked overnight in water act like a sponge, drawing out spiritual contamination. What was sent to harm you begins to invert. Every curse, every evil word spoken, every arrow launched in secret neutralize. Natini nitu stitut. But it is distin nensis and dead to saints when you treat this act not as suggestion, but as divine appointment of protection. Let no one deceive you. You are in a spiritual battle, but you are not helpless. The moment you obey this act, you stand up in the unseen and declare, I am no longer unguarded. I am covered. I am chosen. I am defended. There are seasons in life when heaven opens a window of grace, revelation, supernatural acceleration. These windows don't stay open forever, they are sacred appointments, and once they pass, the atmosphere shifts. Right now, a divine clock is ticking above your life, and this instruction, the paper, the water, the act, is your entry into that open window. You've sensed the urgency in your spirit, the pull, the pressure. It's not anxiety, it's spiritual acceleration. The enemy wants you distracted or doubtful, so you miss this moment. But heaven is whispering, move now. Don't wait. When God gives an instruction during a divine window, it means your atmosphere is ready for change. You must respond while the timing is ripe. In science, some reactions only happen under very specific conditions. The same applies to the spirit. Right now, your heart's condition, your need for breakthrough, and this divine instruction have aligned like a cosmic key turning in a sacred lock. If you obey within this window, heaven will move, and the shift will feel nothing short of miraculous. But timing matters. Obedience late is disobedience. This isn't pressure, it is privilege. You've been chosen to act during a sacred alignment. This moment was scheduled for your destiny. Don't sleep through it. Don't delay. The instructions are simple, the timing holy. Now heaven waits, not on your perfection, but on your obedience. The window is open. Move. You are not the person trauma told you you were. You are not the mistakes they labeled you. You are not the childhood they defined you by. Somewhere along the way, life rewrote your identity. You began to believe the lies about your worth, your voice, your purpose. But this prophetic act, this ritual, it is God calling you back to your original blueprint, the one He wrote in your spiritual DNA before the world ever got a hold of you. When you soak the blank page, you symbolize return to the uncorrupted self. The paper is your identity, stripped of false names and labels. The water is the Spirit of God, washing off every mislabel, every emotional scar, every spiritual residue. The black seeds restore what is lost. They return you to divine balance and clarity. There is actual science in how our cells hold trauma. They remember pain even when we try to forget. But this act speaks directly to your internal wiring. It says, reset, realign, restore. It reminds your body and soul who you really are, no longer bound, no longer broken. You're not just becoming whole, you're becoming authentic again. This isn't merely healing. It's a spiritual identity reset. And when the water clears, when the ritual completes, you will begin to feel it. Shame will loosen, self-doubt will quiet. The fog will lift because something deeper than emotion is happening. Your spiritual DNA is responding and saying, welcome back. We've been waiting for the real you to return. There's a reason your voice has felt blocked, a reason your ideas stayed stuck, a reason you second-guessed every word. The enemy fears what happens when your voice gets free, because your voice carries fire and revelation. This act, this sacred soaking, is not just about healing, it is about unlocking your voice. Water has always been connected to sound. Science shows it carries vibration. Spiritually, when you place the blank page in water and drop the seeds, you are soaking the silence, and the word becomes alive. Because the word of God says, "If you love me, you will obey my commands." The word says, "If you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully follow all his commands, I will set you high above all the nations on earth." And the word says, "I planted the seed in your hearts, and Apollos watered it, but God made it grow." This act you're about to do, the paper, water, seeds, is your obedience, your faith in action, your step into alignment. And like the seed planted in faith, watered by your obedience, God will bring the growth. So tonight, become still. Prepare your space. Place the paper in the water. Drop the black seeds. Bow your heart. Look into the still surface. You're not just doing a ritual. You're stepping into your breakthrough. You're meeting yourself, wearing new clothes of freedom. You're activating the transformation. And tomorrow, within days, you'll begin to sense it. Mental clarity where before there was fog, emotional lightness where before there was weight, new ideas flowing, doors opening, a shift in your atmosphere you can't quite explain, but you feel. Chosen one, you've been called. The instruction is clear, the timing now, the action yours. Obey, and the river of divine life will begin to run through every part of you. The miracle has been released. Your transformation is unfolding. Tonight is the turning point. Step in. Your miracle begins now.